Okay, and I am here. Cool.
The nonary game. The nonary game. The nonary game.
Nonary game. Okay. Just gonna let this cutscene play while I mess around with the things. Yippee. Okay. Okay. Hey Jay, what's up? Let me see what my next ending would be. Yeah. Cheeky, how do I know which ending it is? Oh, is it? No, it'd be the one that says unlocked, but I don't. Cheeky, how do I get to the ending? The only key I've got is this. That one's in red, but that still says that means locked. Do I go through here and get the keys? And then get that one? And then I already have that key. Key? Okay. All the rooms? Okay. I'm gonna skip through the dialogue, so good luck keeping up to date, Jay. Oh, that really hurt, Charlie. Okay, cool. Dun 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 dun. Okay, let's do this. I need that. Remember there's something on the back? Alright, I need the screws. I will need that later. Nothing took out, okay. Water. Okay, I get a Junpei. Speed run, speed run, speed run. Another key case. so long since I've done this because despite Cheeky's begging, I have not been doing the entire playthrough every single time because I'm not a maniac like her.
I should probably hold on to this key.
Okay, go to room 5 and then play that. Cool. This? Okay.
I thought we were finished with that topic.
Call me whatever the hell you
Okay,
want.
yeah.
I'm
Skip this
not
dialogue.
going in there.
Go to the escape room. What does this mean? Cheeky? Okay, do I do music score 1 or music score 2? What is... Just do the room, okay. Cool. Now, I don't remember any of the rooms, so this is gonna be fun. Oh, it's this thing. I don't remember it. Oh yeah, and Snake absolutely demolishes his poor sister.
What's wrong? You got weird all of a sudden. I heard something strange.
Something strange.
Ah, well, never mind. It doesn't seem to be anything suspicious.
Well, this is...
I don't wish to toot my
Oh,
own
cool! We
horn,
get to find out what this
but
is
my
then,
auditory
maybe.
senses are.
'Cause this was driving me
I
crazy that
notice
I never
even
got
the
to find out.
slightest of noises.
Right. Are you gonna...
However,
Oh yeah, that's right. So that was...
yes, in fact, and should someone you don't believe I must. Well, I see.
Yeah, the Snake hates women in this room. Oh no, not the damn map. I'm just sick of these maps. Right, I needed to get the thing so that I can get the thing. That's it. It's the like vase, and then you get the water and then put out the fire. Dude, are we even gonna find out why this toilet room is here? Hype. Okay, cool. Multiple times on the save. Now, I don't remember how to get to the safe, but that's fine. Dude, I hate this game. Okay, I have to click things 50 times, got it.
Oh,
Hey,
Yeah. What the hell is wrong with me? First memory loss, now I'm getting...
Memory loss?
Oh, I told him... Did...
Whoa, you're talking...
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
If I knew...
oh. Are you
I
talking...
swear I clicked on that
if
safe
you-
like 3
Well,
times.
but I've had some after...
And I came back
well,
to it like
I
twice
think
as well.
That's it.
Okay, this
All
game.
right.
How are you...
Oh right, and I have to play this. Oh my god, I have to play this piano again. Oh man, I don't remember where it was. The safe is locked. It's safe. It's just safe. Is this enough time? Okay. Shout out to the random leather suitcases in this puzzle room. And also the toilet. Why is there a toilet room? Okay. Man, I don't remember where it was. Was it in here? That was it, that's where it was. Oh man, I'm gonna have to figure... Kiki... Dude, it's driving me crazy. Why can you examine the toilet and there's nothing to do with the toilet in the entire puzzle? That... is like the safe obviously is set up for like for an ending, right? This toilet, there's not even like anything. They could have easily have hid one more thing, one more musical sheet in the toilet roll, right? Yeah, oh of course there's a snuff film in the captain's room. Why the cabin? Obviously there's gonna be a snuff film in the captain's room. That's just normal, right? Also, I was going to examine it, but then fuck. This is oh, I'm blind. Dun, whatever that note is that one. Like, obviously there was going to be snuff room in that room, right? And have you seen that room? Ha ha ha, yes, I suppose that was the boss now. Oranges and lemons. Okay. Oranges and lemons. Oranges and lemons. You owe me 5 farthings to the goddess. When I grow rich. Whoops. Yum. Go forth. Gambling room. Any. Okay. Hold on. Can I skip ahead to door 8, or do I have to do this? Right, here's door 8 anyway. Yeah. Crossed out key to the door. Okay. Wait. So I go to door 8, then I do door 8. I go to the novel part of door 8, and then I go to door 8, and then I just continue door 8. How do I unlock a key in the novel part, by the way? Okay. Maybe we'll see it this time. Cool.
Well, we really don't have a choice now. We can't let his sacrifice go to waste, right?
Like you even mean?
You say something?
No, nothing.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, we have...
Oh, yeah.
Enough of You first, Lotus.
It's the same number as my bracelet.
Got it. You're 8. You're next 7. Which one do you want?
I'll take 7. I can't get along with that old lady.
What? What did you just say?
Who, me? I didn't say nothing.
Oh, you're gonna get it next time.
All right. Who's next? Junpei? Which door do you...
I...
Okay. 8.
Yeah.
All right, then. I mean...
What?
What?
If the 6 of us are gonna keep... There are only 3 ways... Have 3, 4, 5, and 7
still
go
gonna
through
have a
4.
stupid moment
3,
again.
6, and 7 go through 7. And 4, 5, and 8 get 8.
Right, I can skip. I'm not allowed to skip through this bit.
There are no other... In other words, 3 and 4... You get it now?
Oh no, you're saying we aren't gonna see
I
each
don't
other
want
again
to
for a
have to
long
see
time.
this
Hey, we gotta split
I
up.
would
This is just-
rather-
we got split. I'll bet.
You mean
play
Probably.
the entire game
I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere.
every single time, and it just skips the stupid, like, romance between these two.
why?
Then
In
skip
other
the
words, the
entire
game would
game,
end right here.
but have to
Zero's
sit through
been
this
damned.
again.
He's not gonna end.
Everything's...
Yes,
Anyway, Clover and I figure out any problems.
whatever.
All right, let's move.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then shall we go?
Cheeky, I'm so impressed.
It's open.
Okay.
Hurry!
Dude, they're so annoying. I like Akane and I like Junpei well enough. I cannot stand
June.
them sometimes.
Jumpy.
Dude,
What the hell are you
I
doing?
hate you two. Shut up. I like them when they're on their own. I don't like them
81
when
seconds
they're-
left.
You said go.
It's...
Pointless.
What an unpleasant girl.
Dude, the characters in this game hate Clover. Hi, Jay. The amazing.
I bet she's not very popular with the boys.
Oh my god.
Maybe pairing these two together was a mistake. Too late now. I better catch up to them.
Jay, this game is really good, except the main character has this awful,
Oh, it's a dead end.
cringeworthy romance going. And every time he
adoring the
interacts
left,
with
though.
Akane, like, there's a 50-50 chance that I'll just have
laboratory?
my head in my hands.
Oh, that doesn't sound very pleasant.
Me either.
Junpei,
Huh?
Oh yeah,
Please,
also I'm skipping through the
first.
dialogue because
Ugh, fine.
I've played through this before. You have to do every route. You know how, like, in Shadow the Hedgehog, every single possible route has its own name and, like, song? So this is kind of like
No,
that.
I think the
But you
window
have to do
looks
it for
into
all the
another
endings.
room.
maybe it's for monitoring something.
What the hell?
Looks so creepy.
It's kind of like that doll is waiting for...
This is a
Yeah,
laboratory, right?
It's a very good
I'd say
game.
it's
I'm so sick of
creepy either
Akane
way.
and Junpei. It is that cringe, Cheeky. It's just that you played this game when you were
think that
younger,
thing's
so it wasn't
Well,
as cringe to
I don't
you
know.
then.
I mean, look at all those cables sticking
Everything
out.
else about
If
the
we
game
press
is
the
really
wrong
good.
button,
Every time those
don't
two
know.
speak. For instance,
Stop.
they just had a,
Just
like,
thinking about it is terrifying.
they just, like, started having this heartfelt moment where they had to, like, tearfully say goodbye to each other, knowing that once they did their individual puzzle rooms, they
where's
would
Clover?
meet up again, and also knowing that if they don't hurry up and get into their puzzle rooms, they would explode. So standing outside the puzzle rooms, wasting time, they just need to get in the puzzle room and say, I'm in this puzzle room to not explode. Like, oh, I hope I see you again one day. You got...
What is she? Are you okay?
And Clover here is upset because her brother has gone missing.
What are you talking about?
What? I'm just worried. You've been real quiet.
And then
What?
he,
I can't be quiet if I want to?
Well, I mean, of course you can.
and then everyone hates her because she's acting grumpy because her brother has gone missing while they're playing a death game. And she's like, oh my god, what if he's dead? And they're like, Being worried that your brother is dead is no excuse for being a bitch, Clover.
Okay then. If I can be quiet if I want, just leave me alone.
Oh, come on, you know I can't do that. We gotta work together.
Junpei, you just don't get it. My brother's not the kind of person who'd just leave me behind. Something happened to him.
Yeah, I am excited for the epic divorce in the second game, but
Something bad.
but it's hard to bear right now.
What happened?
Look, just don't bother me, okay? Leave me alone.
Hey, wait, Clover! Hold on! That way is...
I told you to leave me alone. Clover, watch out above you. What the heck? What's going on here?
Hang on. I'll get it open.
Oh, for crying out. You'll never do it on your own.
Damn it! It's not...
Wait!
No, I'm not...
If it is, then there's gotta be a way.
Just what I was thinking. Lotus and I can look around.
Oh, yes, I'm on it.
Okay, do I remember how to do this puzzle? Okay. Okay. Remember there's something in here she needs to toss through. Okay, yeah, so I need the thing to the permanent marker. That's it. Those aren't open. Do you open this first? Right, that was it. Give the power cable to Lotus? No, not to Lotus, to Clover. And you go to here. Oh, this is not the one that you used the power pack one for? Okay, so I was wrong. I'm trying to speedrun, but speedrunning is using up all my brain power, so I don't remember anything. I think maybe it is in oh, I forgot. I'm an idiot. I also want Akane to be happy. I just want her and Junpei to be happy together where I can't see them. God, this is such a straight game. Anything in the top? Red lights, huh? thought that was it. Okay, easy. That's what I used the power cable for. Hey, clever. Okay, yeah, I can get a dialogue about X9. Yeah, exactly, Jay. Akane rules. You have not seen her, I think, but she does rule. She's she's like, she's peak weird girl. We stand. Alright, hold on. But her and Junpei are insufferable. It's so annoying. Cool. Yep. That does help. That helps so much, Shiki.
Oh, that worked. What? Huh?
It's certainly.
What? Well, it's not. There's just this keyboard. The only cable connected to this thing. So.
Maybe it's a wireless display.
A what?
Yes, it connects to your computer wirelessly. Hence the name.
For context, this game is like a decade old.
Have you been living in a cave, Junpei?
More than.
Is that normal?
Yes, at least where I worked.
Oh.
Oh, it stopped.
Pass with a colon.
Looks like we need to enter a password.
Again?
Could you go take a look?
Yeah, I'm on it. What are you going?
I'll see if I can do something about it.
On your own?
Yep, on my own.
Lotus?
All right. Let's kick some ass.
Wait,
Didn't expect that, did you?
I always forget how stupid. Oh, I don't forget how stupid Lotus's design is, but sometimes it really.
Of course I didn't. You're typing so fast. What kind of job do you have?
I'm unemployed at the moment. I used to work for a cybersecurity firm. But...
Why?
Huh?
I see. Oh, what are you?
I'm going to try and brute force it.
Brute what?
A brute force attack is one of. It checks every possible combination. I'm writing a program that would. It's not the most elegant, but given the circumstances. No, but back to
What were we talking about?
the wireless display. It's kind of strange if you think. Well, let's say you write a program that calculates it. So you enter the screen. We'll show you too. See? Isn't that strange?
No, not really.
Oh, come on now. Of course a caveman like you would think it was strange. You said so just a minute ago. You're just not getting it, are you? Who calculated 1 + 1?
The main computer, right? You said it connected to the monitor wirelessly.
Yeah, but someone who grew up in a cave wouldn't know that, right? They'd probably think that this thing here, the monitor, is doing the calculating. And once they've decided that, they'll start examining this monitor. They might poke the screen or something. Ah, I see the color changes when I press it here. Then they might investigate the hardware on the inside. Oh, I see. So this wire supplies the power. Eventually, they might even... Ah, yes. Therefore, it must be this device which does the calculation.
Oh.
But the truth is that, just like you said, the computer is doing the calculating. But these cave people wouldn't know that because they have no idea that the monitor and the computer are connected wirelessly.
So, what are you trying to say?
Nothing, really. It's just, I thought maybe, what if the relationship between human beings and our brains is like that?
Huh?
Well, let's say you stick a bunch of electrodes into parts of the brain. A scientist examining the signals they send out might say, interesting. So stimulating this part of the brain causes the person to
It's so sad that Zach's not going to be able to play this for another, year.
That must mean this neuron cluster controls that function. Okay, let's see what happens when I cut out this part. Ah, just what I thought. Cutting off this part causes that function to cease. Therefore, human thought processes must occur in the human brain. See? Doesn't it sound the same? Maybe the brain is just an output device. Like this monitor. Maybe our thought processes actually occur somewhere else. In a main body.
Maybe we're all a hive mind, Junpei.
We just don't know it. We never even think about it. Just like those cave people wouldn't know about wireless communications. We can't imagine that there's some
Sacrants
unknown
in this
medium
game would be
that
so
transfers
legendary.
information into our brains, where we experience that information as thought.
The brain is just an output device. That's just crazy talk.
Maybe that's the
my
cause
God.
of Seven's amnesia. If memory... He's just having a difficult time accessing his memories because the monitor, his brain, has been damaged.
Huh.
I suppose that would explain aphasia and blindsight, too. Perhaps they actually can speak or see. The monitor just isn't functioning properly. I guess people with prosopagnosia could be suffering from the same thing.
Wait a minute. Pig what?
What? You've never heard of prosopagnosia?
No. What is it?
Well, put simply, it means a condition where the mind can't distinguish between human faces. In other words, my face would look the same as Clover's or even yours. So they can't remember faces, which is how most people recognize each other.
Yeah, I have a mild case of not recognizing faces.
That means that people with prosopagnosia have trouble recognizing even people they're close to. Usually they can make do by associating people with other things.
I do this.
Their voices, their clothes,
I tend
their hair.
to recognize people by the silhouette of their hair, which means a couple years ago, I was in college and a friend who normally had long hair came in with short hair, and like I obviously I'm able to tell who it is still, but but every single day for like a month I was like shocked. I was like, who the hell? Oh, it's you.
Does that mean other people's faces look like blanks?
No, I don't think so. Well, you've seen monkeys, like in a zoo, right? To you and me, all the monkey faces look the same, even though they've obviously got faces. It's almost impossible for a human to distinguish between them.
You can barely hear me. Okay. Can I turn myself up? Okay, I turned myself up as much as I can, which is not much. No, yeah, same. I don't think I'm quite at the disorder level, but it's like a noticeable trait. But I think it's just part of the autism. So, oh, I should probably put it in the novel.
The zoo staff that works
Oh my
with them
God.
would learn to identify different monkeys eventually. But you or I couldn't, unless one had a scar or something else to set it apart. Well, that's how people would be to someone with prosopagnosia.
Prosopagnosia. Huh. I didn't even know that kind of thing existed.
Junpei did his best to act as though the entire lecture hadn't gone entirely over his head.
And, what were we talking about?
The idea that your brain is just an output device, like a monitor.
Are you serious about that stuff?
Not really. I was just kidding for about half of it.
What about the other half?
Well, I guess I was just adulting.
Yeah. I vaguely know.
Not
well,
funny.
I kind of know what happens with in this game with regards to face blindness. And I gotta say, pretty funny. Lotus' smile had something rather masochistic to it.
It's nothing more than a story I made up out of boredom. Don't take it seriously. It was the first thing that came to mind, and I just talked about it to kill time. But looks like I don't need to talk anymore.
Why?
I don't have to kill time any longer.
As she spoke, Lotus raised her right arm high and brought it down on the enter key.
Oh, then you finished that brute whatever thing?
Come on,
I
it's
certainly
brute
did.
force, man.
And let's
You can
see what we
remember that.
got. Piece of cake.
Lotus clearly would have patted herself on the back if it would not have made her look entirely ridiculous. After a few seconds, the accepted disappeared to be replaced with...
The screen changed again.
No idea.
Okay.
Huh?
I remember this.
Aren't you?
No, I can't do anymore. It won't let me do any more programming. See? The keyboard. Nothing. So, there's nothing more I can... Well, I guess I'll leave... Let me take a break, all right? I did my part.
I guess you're right.
No problem.
Now, I better take care of this myself.
Okay. Yeah, man, I know that. Okay. Oh, okay. Photo time. Easy. Activation key.
Hey, Junpei!
What's up?
I wanted to ask you something.
Hmm?
Junpei, did you hear him say, like, anything weird?
Huh? Well, let me think.
He did.
Sorry, Clover.
He
I can't
did,
really
you
think of any.
stupid
I mean, he did mention that his hearing, that's about it.
Okay.
Hey, wait a minute.
Hmm?
Look, I don't know if you don't mind. Is Snake, I mean,
You're talking about...
yeah.
No, he wasn't born blind. When he was a kid, he got a really bad car accident. He couldn't see after that. And,
His,
yeah, my brother's left arm, it's fake. It's not a real arm. The accident hurt him really bad. To save him, they had to cut off his arm.
oh.
Is that all you wanted to ask me?
Talking about her brother had clearly taken a great deal out of Clover. Junpei nodded.
Look, I'm sorry for making you talk about all that painful stuff.
It's not that.
Clover only shook her head and walked us down the stairs. Alright, activation key goes here. Okay, look at that. Okay. And because of that, Clover can leave. I think the true ending of this game should be one where the fire goes out of control and the whole boat burns down.
Damn, no.
How about that one?
Let's hope this is the door with the prize.
I also love Push Away.
Jumpy!
Huh?
Guys,
June? Santa!
Hey, what are you guys doing here?
What? But...
Hey, guys!
Hey, on the wall.
oh my
A map
fucking
of the
God.
ships in...
It says sea.
So it's the map for this floor
Dude,
then?
I'm so sick of hearing
Door
Junpei go,
7,
a map of the
and-
ship's interior. It's driving me
Door 8.
insane.
Yeah, isn't that what we aren't going to be split up permanently. We might get separated, otherwise we won't be able to open. That's how the nonary game works.
Wait a sec. This...
Oh,
You've got to be kidding me.
We may as well go.
yeah.
Oh, almost forgot.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
Okay, check the chart, okay. As soon as this... There we go. Okay. Okay, now what do I do? See, yeah, that's a great way. Door 6. Okay, cool. Is it still 6? Yes. Engine room. No, not the engine room. Bloody hell. Wretched game. Oh my god. Dude, this room's... Dude. How's this the best game ever made, Shiki? If you have to do this room multiple times. Shiki, can you tell me where the dialogue is? You have to click on a wall? Demon. That was evil. Okay. Okay, I need to find the one that does everything attached. Yeah, June got her fever. But I guess we need to click on things after she gets her fever. Oh, June hasn't gotten her fever yet, but I did get it last time. I like how in Santa's sprite he looks like he's being genuine. Great job, genius. No, Santa has not talked about rats in either playthrough, so I guess I need him to talk about rats for some reason. There we go.
I believe the box is...
Yeah. June's down.
Yeah, she's got a fever.
She doesn't seem to...
Well, of course.
What could be...
Nah, it's gotta be exhaustion. She gets dropped if you think about it.
So you're saying...
Yeah, we're just running. How the hell? We're just
A guinea pig. You mean we're being... Is that what you're saying?
Dunno, but it... You know, speaking of experiments, there was this experiment some scientists did with rats. First, they took a squarish C-shaped tank and filled it with enough water that the rats could drown in it. The tank has 2 exits. Just to make it easy, we'll call one A and the other B.
Okay.
Exit A is pitch black, so dark even a rat can't see anything. But exit B is electrified, which means the rat can't leave through it. So, what would a rat do if it was put in this situation? Which exit would the rat choose?
B, of course. The rat has no way of knowing that exit B is electrified.
Exactly. The rat goes to exit B. Of course, like I said, it's electrified, which means the rat can't get out that way. So, after a lot of trial and error, the rat finally finds exit A.
I can't say that's very interesting or relevant. It's simply the story of a laboratory experiment.
Screenshot. Oh man, that exited. Damn it. Just gonna quickly. I can't say it's very interesting or relevant. Gonna be an important screenshot that I use.
You're right. It isn't very interesting.
Whoops. Again.
Yet.
Yeah.
See, these scientists repeated this experiment over and over, using hundreds of different rats over several generations.
I appreciate the fact that the creators of this, the scientists in this universe seem to have infinite budget to do
This
whatever
produced
the
some
hell they want.
surprising results. With each generation, the rats took less time to find the correct exit. Eventually, a rat was put in the tank who instantly chose exit A without even attempting to go to exit B. But that wasn't the most impressive part. The same experiment was conducted in another laboratory, far from the original one, with the same results. No, on second thought, the results weren't really the same. The rats in this second experiment began the trials with significantly faster times than the first rats in the initial one. These rats weren't related to the others and had never even come in contact with them. And yet, they all easily found their way to exit A as though they already knew. What did it mean?
Are you suggesting something like telepathy? They were passing information to one another through some undetectable medium?
Ace looks skeptical. Santa snorted at him.
How the hell would I know? I'm not any kind of scientist. I don't know what made him do that. But I do know that story's true. And if you've got another explanation, I'd sure love to hear it. Come on, let's get going. There's still a lot here we haven't checked out. And we gotta get the hell out of here before June passes out.
Hey, wait. There's...
What?
Why did they use that tank for the experiment?
Huh?
Well, I mean, it seems like you could conduct the same experiment without the water. They could have just used a dry box, you know? If they needed to motivate the rats to escape, they could have, I don't know, put some bait by exit B or something. I mean, do they really have to make it so the rats can drown?
Santa gave a grim bark of a laugh.
You know, the word emergency comes from the same root as the word emerge.
Yeah.
You ever think about that? Huh? Well, an emergency is something urgent, often something dangerous. And to emerge means to sort of come out, or appear, or rise out of something else.
You know what, Cheeky? That's perfectly believable. Evil pharmaceutical companies, you'd think they would only care about making a profit. Not true. Sometimes they will spend a stupid amount of money to do something evil.
So what's going to emerge in an emergency? Inspiration.
Inspiration?
Yeah. Think about it. When the chips are down, either you crack or your mind focuses and pulls up what you need.
So in an emergency, your real potential emerges. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. That's why the rats had to drown. They had to be in danger. There had to be an emergency for inspiration to emerge.
Oh.
Oh. Junpei suddenly felt cold. The back of his head was aching, and his stomach felt strange. I think he means tummy. Come out like... Okay, let's finish this stupid room. Actually, not what I meant to click. Teehee, teehee, I can skip ahead, teehee. This is the worst room. Okay. Seek a way out. But let me just double check there. Yeah, okay, cool. Cool. Will I have to do that stupid minigame again? Okay. Cool, okay. Where was the last one? See? Okay, thanks. Okay. Alright, yeah, I have to do alright, let's get the stupid thing first. Okay. Yeah, have I gotten? No, I've only gotten 8 of them. Who am I missing? Lotus. I'm missing Lotus. Okay. Oh my god, he's going on about the crate, how crates would reproduce again. He's always doing this. Oh, that's where it is.
Now we finally have all. We just need to
You know which card goes in which box, yes?
Yeah, of course I do. It's really obvious. You just match our numbers to the numbers, then you pop the corresponding card in the right box. So for instance, the card with the picture of...
Oh, I see.
Huh? What is it? Hey, June, are you okay? I'm sorry, I gotta go check on her. You finish the box thing, alright? Just put the cards in the boxes. I'm counting on you.
He shoved the cards into Ace's hands and ran off towards June.
Are you alright? What happened?
Junpei called out to her as he ran.
Can you stand?
As he arrived, June was climbing to her feet with Santa's help.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm fine. I just tripped.
Don't give me that. Now is not the time.
But it's true. I tripped over a box.
Just let me see for a sec.
Junpei put his palm on her forehead.
Huh.
You're still warm.
Her temperature was much the same as it had been the last time he checked. She wasn't hot like she'd been before, but she was still warm. Her fever wasn't completely gone.
I saw her fall. I think she really did just trip on something, you know?
Junpei would have been more willing to agree if June hadn't needed quite so much help standing up.
Still, to fall down like that? I think she's probably still a little messed up.
June was doing her best to busy herself brushing dust off her dress. Her smile looked a little embarrassed and her face was a bit flushed. But she did look a great deal better than she had. Still.
Alright, well, let's just get out of here as fast as we can so we can get you to a hospital.
Oh, I don't think it's anything that serious. I just need a little medicine and some sleep, and I'll be fine.
Medicine? Medicine, huh?
Medicine,
Well,
huh?
if we could get in touch with anyone outside, I'll bet Ace could swing that for you easy.
Ace? Why?
Huh? Don't you know? He's the president of a pharmaceutical company. Cradle Pharmaceutical is the name, I think.
Red flag. Crimson flag.
Your flagship product is an anesthetic drug called Soparil.
Soparil. Soparil. I've heard of that before somewhere.
Junpei couldn't shake the feeling that he'd heard about Soparil before. Santa continued.
Soparil. It's an anesthetic that's a gas at room temperature. A lot like how nitrous oxide is.
Dude, the fact that it's an anesthetic. So, dude, the fact that it's an anesthetic is killing me, because one of the most well-known cases of an evil pharmaceutical company screwing over several countries and like many people also involves an anesthetic. It's like a painkiller, actually. But, like, you know, it's like, it was supposed to, like, numb pain. And they were like, Yeah, they're like, yeah, it's pregnancy safe, and it absolutely was not. In fact, it was so pregnancy unsafe that you could tell from how the like child came out, like the exact day it had been taken on. And this happened in the 1950s or so, and the pharmaceutical company was indeed run by former Nazis, and that pharmaceutical company, I think, has been like bought or sold, but like technically still kind of runs fine, and no royal apology was ever really given. And that is just one single case of real-life pharmaceutical companies being evil. You can also Google price of insulin in USA for another case. So I have like an interest in medical history, which is why the evil pharmaceutical company is like an inside joke with me and Cheeky at this point, because the villains of this being a who I assume are the villains of this being a pharmaceutical company, is just like incredible.
It takes only a few seconds to spread, and even a small amount is very effective. A bunch of countries quickly accepted it for widespread use within their police and military forces. It was an effective crowd suppressant and room clearer. It was practical, ethical, and the humane nature of it made it the ideal drug.
Oh my god. Dude. This is good. Cheeky, once I'm done streaming, you're getting an info dump about a crime against you.
It's been around for about 6 years. They developed it from the extracts of several different roots. It became popular almost as soon as it was made public, with many governments placing large orders. Demand for Soparil skyrocketed, and of course that meant Cradle Pharmaceuticals' stock did too.
Why do you know all of this?
Santa's information was interesting, but Junpei couldn't help but feel a little suspicious. Santa's reply was blunt and simple.
I heard it from the old man himself.
From Ace? When?
By the number 4 door at the central stairway, when we were searching the second-class room. Remember how Snake, 7, and you went to door 5? It was back then. I asked him what he did for a living, and he said he ran his own company. After that, we just started talking, and I guess it just came up, you know?
Huh.
Are you worried about something?
No, nothing.
As he spoke, Junpei looked over toward Ace. He seemed to be having difficulty with the 9 boxes.
What the hell is he doing?
He turned back to June and Santa.
June, don't push yourself, alright?
Yes.
Santa, could you take care of her? I'll go check on Ace. Looks like he's having trouble.
Sure.
He gave them both a short nod, then turned and headed towards Ace.
What are you doing?
Ace's back to him as Junpei approached. The older man turned around to look at him. His face was pale and covered in sweat.
What happened?
Nothing. My vision has gotten rather blurry, I think, because of fatigue. I can't see very well at the moment.
What can't you see well?
These pictures.
Ace held the cards out to Junpei, splayed out in the shape of a fan.
I don't care to admit it, but I may be developing presbyopia. Growing old is a difficult thing.
He made the best attempt he could at self-deprecating smile, but his face was flushed and his lips were pale and drawn.
At any rate, I'll leave the rest to you. I'm feeling awfully tired, so if you don't mind, I'd like to rest for a bit.
He shoved the cards into Junpei's hands and walked quickly away. Junpei looked at him quizzically.
How could simply looking at cards have tired him out?
Junpei, I don't want to hear about it with your 20/20 vision. Anyone with bad eyesight can tell you exactly how looking at cards can tire someone out. Junpei looked down at the cards in his hands. Although the pictures were quite clear and each person easily recognizable, was Ace's vision truly so bad?
But if it wasn't, what had made him so uncomfortable?
That was when Junpei remembered what he'd heard from Lotus much earlier.
Prosopagnosia. Well, put simply, It means a condition where the mind can't distinguish between human faces. In other words, my face would look the same as Clover's or even yours, so they can't remember faces, which is how most people recognize each other. That means that people with prosopagnosia have trouble recognizing even people they're close to.
Maybe he's got prosopagnosia?
Junpei took another look at Ace. He sat at the base of the stairs looking quite depressed. How did he become, like, CEO of a pharmaceutical company without learning how to distinguish someone by, like, clothes or something?
Huh. Well, he looks depressed enough to have it.
What? What does that mean? If he really did have prosopagnosia, there was no doubt it was a depressing and painful experience. Still, Junpei didn't feel like patting him on the shoulder and telling him everything would be alright would help this much. Still, Junpei felt perhaps it was best he keep Ace's condition to himself, at least for the time being.
Oh well.
Doing his best to clear his mind for the task at hand, he turned back towards the boxes.
Time to solve the 9 boxes puzzle.
9 cards with pictures in 9 boxes. Junpei stared at them for a moment and then began.
Ace's card is in box 1, Snake... I just need to do the same for the rest. And finally, the 9th man's card into box 9.
All 9 boxes popped open at once.
Yeah! Oh, they opened!
He peered inside.
What the?
In each box was a single pin.
9... I guess I'll take them with me.
Clue. Phew. How is Junpei just ableist towards people who wears glasses just now? Okay. Oh man. You should eat something, Way. Nine plus 8 is 16. Which oh, come on, man. And then oh boy. Okay, right, Hold on, I eat some bread. Okay. Oh man, I don't remember how to do this. Nope, that's not. No, that wasn't it. That was almost it, but not it. Dude, I hate this puzzle. This is the worst puzzle in the world. I solved it literally yesterday. Oh, son of a bitch. I'm so close. Dude, if it just gave me like 5 more moves, I'd be good. It's a nightmare. Oh, fuck. Oh, god damn it again. Did it. I can do it, team.
Just kidding.
Really?
Whatever. Just open it.
Okay, okay.
A small key and
A gun.
a gun?
Yeah, a revolver.
It looks pretty old.
I wonder if this is a replica.
This thing is... Are these real? Oh, huh.
You're not gonna take it?
Of course not. It's a powerful weapon. Something like that would be way too dangerous.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Maybe Zero put this gun here, in other words.
In that case, we should most certainly leave it here. I, for one, have no desire to let Zero control me.
For the record, I think this is dumb. Like, what they should do is they should split it. One person gets the gun itself, and then the other three each get like one or two bullets. This way, you can't actually kill anyone with it unless at least two of you agree, and yeah. And I also think that and I think because of the nature of the death game, it doesn't seem to be like there wouldn't really be a need for like two people to be working for Zero, so it should be safe just needing two people. Plus, I think having a way to self-defend, as long as at least one of them's got enough to hold a gun, right? I think that would be like the smartest course of action.
Me neither.
Okay, we've got that figured out.
Also, if nothing else,
You aren't gonna leave that key in there, are you?
if nothing else, even if you don't know how to use a gun, which I don't, and you don't want to get hit with the backlash when you pull the trigger, it's like you can like split that up in the team.
Of course not. We'll take that with us.
You found the gun.
A long hallway, huh?
Let's check it out.
We've seen this elevator before.
We got off the one on the left.
Then we went through the number 6 door, and that took us to the engine room.
Yes, and after that we passed through the cargo room.
And now we're back here.
In other words, we made a loop. We're back where we started. We needed a card to get to this point.
I don't see a card reader here.
Perhaps we aren't able to activate it from this location.
Why don't you just try pushing the button?
Yeah. It works.
Oh, just turn me up then.
I think so.
Pushing the button had apparently restored power to the elevator.
Good. Now we can go back if we need to.
What do we do? Should we return to C deck?
No, this hallway keeps going. Even if we do end up going back,
I agree. Let's go.
Sometime later.
Looks like it ends here.
only one door.
There isn't anything else.
All right. Let Of course it wouldn't be that easy.
Exactly, Cheeky.
Vacant. We finally found it.
Junpei felt himself overwhelmed by a torrent of emotion.
Jumpy!
Huh?
Look! Behind you!
He spun around and couldn't believe what he saw.
What? A 9-door. There's another one. Why? It's 9, no matter how you look at it. The red is there too. So this is a real one? Why hell are there two doors?
There were always two doors. I mean, if you think about it, Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out.
Of course, we just assumed that there was only one. After all, why would there be more than one?
Oh, man. We fell through. There are two doors. That means that all 9 people. Now it makes sense why the bracelets are numbers. One divided into teams of the digital root of both. Take 1278 and 34569, for example. The digital root for both teams would be 9. Or 2349 and 15678. The digital root is still 9. There are a bunch of combinations that work, and they all end up the same way. If one team has the digital root of 9, so would the other one. What does that mean? The answer's simple. From the very beginning, the Nonary game was designed to save all 9 people. That's how it was meant to be. Zero didn't lie. He never said there'd be only one 9 door, but anyone who'd found themselves in the game would have assumed that was the case. One team would likely betray, or someone might be hurt. Someone might get killed. But eventually, they'd reach this very same room and realize how pointless all their infighting was. There were 2 doors. There was no need to kill each other. This game was designed for that purpose. We were all arguing and fighting over doors at the beginning. But if there had been one slip-up, one tiny mistake that led to more, everything could have been so much worse now.
The thought of it sent a chill down his spine.
So, what are we going to do, Junpei?
Huh? Oh,
Hey, keep it together, man.
sorry.
Jeez.
What do you...
We need to think about our next step.
Our number...
The 4 of us can't...
The 4.
Yep. There's one combination. That's why I'm asking what...
What now? No, we gotta go back.
Yep.
I agree. We cannot leave June behind.
Are you sure? I don't mind staying.
It's okay. There's no way we'd leave you behind.
Besides, I'd rather drown at the bottom of the ocean than escape with this
Shut
sausage
the
fest.
Shut the fuck up, Junpei.
Maybe I'll get to go to Atlanta.
Are you sure you don't mean Atlantis?
Huh? Oh.
You guys.
Very well. Best we head back to C-Deck then. We should be able to take the elevator we passed earlier. Perhaps Clover, Seven, and Lotus will have returned from door 1.
But even with all 7 of us...
Standing around here isn't going to accomplish anything, don't you agree? Let's find the other 3.
I guess you're right.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come to think of it, what is this room? We were so focused on the door. Huh. It looks like, but what kind? Huh. What on earth is a
Hey, Junpei, the hell are you doing?
Right, okay. I'll be right there.
I swear that I only had one ellipses last time.
Look, it's...
7 and...
We've got a problem.
Clover is gone.
What? What do you mean, gone?
When?
Why?
You 2 went into door 1.
Yeah, we went through the...
But Clover barely spoke.
She just did her own thing, though.
Huh.
There were 4 rooms on the other side of door 1.
She wouldn't let us into the 4th room.
She just said, I'll take care of this one.
And shut the door.
She must have blocked it with something on the other side.
We waited for a while, but Clover didn't.
We called for her, but she didn't answer.
So I kicked down the door and we went.
But
It was empty.
Clover wasn't there,
There was a door on the other wall.
and it was open.
We figure she opened the door and left by herself.
We ran after her, of course, but
Well, obviously, we didn't find her. We figured that much out.
Clover's gone.
When did this happen?
We got here just before you.
You certainly have excellent timing.
So you haven't searched anywhere other than near the staircase?
No, we haven't.
Very well then. We'd best separate and look for Clover. We haven't much time left. Let's begin.
Yeah. She's not here.
No, she isn't.
All right, just in case, we should go to...
Shower room?
That's where her brother is. She might have gone to see him.
June bit her lip. She knew, as Junpei did, that there was only one thing to see in the shower room, and it wasn't very pleasant.
Well, we might as well check, right? Let's go.
There's a screwdriver stuck between the door and the frame.
Good. We can still get in.
We should thank Seven later.
Junpei and June slipped through the door, moved down the hallway, and stepped into the shower room.
No luck.
Yeah, I don't think she's here.
June's voice was faint, and she placed her hands over her mouth. Her face looked a little green.
The smell is horrible.
The stench in the room was almost unbearable. It had grown far more unpleasant since their last visit. If Junpei had eaten their lunch, he would have had difficulty retaining it. He wanted to leave the room as soon as possible, but he had to be sure, and the only way to be sure was to check the other side of the divider.
Let's check the back, just to be sure.
June offered no resistance and nodded weakly to Junpei as he headed around the divider. He stopped at the corner and turned his head.
No, she's not here.
As he'd expected, Clover was nowhere to be seen. The only thing on the other side of the divider was a dead body lying in a reddish-brown puddle of drying blood.
Snake, just where did your sister go?
He'd asked rhetorically, of course, as there was no way he'd get an answer. He gave a deep sigh.
Such a horrible way to go. The skull shattered, the left arm's hideously twisted. Wait.
The bright white of the ulna was clearly visible through the remains of skin and muscle. Bright white. Ulna.
Bones.
Pieces fell into place. Junpei remembered something Clover had told him in the laboratory.
My brother's left arm is, it's not like a normal person's arm. The accident hurt him really bad.
Of course. Of course. Why didn't I realize it earlier?
Clover had told Junpei that Snake's left arm was a prosthetic. But the left arm of the corpse left behind the divider was quite clearly a real human arm. Or at least it had been once. That meant the corpse...
Jumpy?
June's unsure voice at Junpei's suddenly strange behaviour drew his attention back to her.
Sorry for making you wait. Let's go.
Junpei and June headed back towards the large hospital room. They stepped through the door and out of the shower room. Down the hallway they went, searching for Clover in every corner. They had reached the stairs when Seven appeared, breathless and yelling.
Junpei! June! Where were you guys?
He looked pale and his face was drawn. Something terrible had happened. Junpei's breath caught in his throat.
Did something happen?
Seven drew a shaking hand across his face and gulped down a breath of air.
Clover is dead. I found her in the first-class bathroom.
All sounds ceased for Junpei. The world was an empty, muffled expanse. Then he began to hear his own breathing. June's mouth moved, but he heard nothing. She tried once more, and then her energy was gone and she collapsed against the wall. He could have helped her, but he hadn't, and now she was dead. So he stood there, frozen in place.
Clover. Clover, why? Why did this happen?
He forced his body to move. Each step felt like another nail pounded into his heart. Finally, he was in front of her. He knelt and placed 3 fingers against Clover's neck. No pulse, no breath. But she was still warm, and her eyes were closed peacefully. It would have been easy to think she was asleep. Easy, that is, were it not for the slowly expanding puddle of blood beneath her. He traced its source to her back, a gash just beneath her shoulder blade. Was the weapon a knife, perhaps? If it was a knife, the killer had taken it when they left. When he closed his eyes, he saw Clover's smile.
Clover!
Her innocent smile. Her energy. He would never see her smile again.
No way.
He could have done something. He could have helped her. His stomach twisted itself into a sickening knot.
Let's get out of here, June.
Junpei lifted his limp June from the floor and carried her from the bathroom.
Are you alright?
It was a foolish question, and he knew it.
Yes, I think so.
Her voice was weak. The fever had gone down, but the emotional scars she'd received were not likely to recede as quickly. Junpei laid his hand on her shoulder, and they walked back to the bedroom.
You should get some rest. Here, the bed. Can you sit?
Yes.
She nodded once and stared at the floor. There were 4 others in the room. Ace, Lotus, Santa, and Seven. They all stared at nothing, their faces drawn and tired. After a while, they drifted into the bathroom to see Clover's corpse themselves. Once everyone was back in the bedroom, Junpei walked slowly to the centre of it and looked around as the slumped figures gathered there.
Who was the first to find the body?
Me.
Seven spoke from behind Junpei. He turned around. Seven's hand was up.
Why did you come to this room?
To look for Clover. Why else? I found her body in the bathroom. As soon as I did, I ran outside. I got to the top of the stairs by the casino and yelled as loud as I could. Hey, guys! I found her, but it's bad. She's in the bathroom in the first-class cabin. Come quick! Or something like that. Then I went back to the bathroom. Ace, Santa, and Lotus showed up real soon after that. But I guess you two hadn't heard me or something because you didn't show. So I took off down the stairs to look for you. After that, I mean, you know the rest, right?
Junpei nodded and closed his eyes. There was one more thing he needed to ask.
Seven, there's one more thing I'm worried about.
What?
You stuck one of those plates in between the door and the frame, right? Why did you do that?
Come on, didn't I already tell you that? I did it so that the door wouldn't lock. So we could come back to this room? Oh. You think I did it?
Well, I don't know. That kind of depends on what you say.
For crying out loud.
Seven sighed and shook his head.
Follow me.
There were 2 doors standing next to one another. He opened the door on the right.
A closet?
Yeah.
Seven stepped inside. He stood in front of one of the shelves that filled it and gestured towards a small box. The box was a small metal cube. Looked at Junpei.
This is the reason. This safe. We couldn't open it when we were getting through this room. I figured there might be something pretty important in it. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I figured eventually we might figure out what the numbers are for the safe. And if we did, I didn't want to screw around with door 5 again. So I put the plate in the exit door so we could get back in that way. You get it now?
Yeah.
Junpei nodded and looked at the safe. He grabbed the handle and shook it.
Figured it wouldn't open.
It was as locked as it had been when Seven found it.
Huh?
There was one change, however.
This is...
Just underneath the safe was a pile of fine reddish-brown powder.
rust.
Junpei stared at it, considering.
If there's rust here, that means... Has someone opened the safe?
Junpei left the closet. Seven followed him back to the bedroom.
Huh?
It was cold and quiet. No one spoke. They sat, frozen in place by shock and grief and fatigue. The room felt tiny and oppressive, and the thick metallic smell of blood filled the room. Junpei turned and headed for the living room. Anything to get out of there.
Maybe there's another clue. Anything that might lead us to discover who stabbed Clover.
As quickly as they could, they searched around and under the beds and in the corners. His eyes caught on the door. The door that led to the passageway of door number 5.
Behind this door. The 9th man's body is behind there. Maybe I should have another look at it, just in case.
Quietly, he pushed open the door.
Ugh.
The smell hit him like a blow to the face.
Oh, the hell. This smell is...
His lungs contracted, unwilling to inhale such fetid air. Acid boiled up from the base of his stomach, churning what little food was there into a violent froth.
Oh. Oh.
It was too much for him, and he vomited. A thin stream of yellow water and bile splattered onto the floor. He wiped his mouth weakly and stared at the dead body. Chunks of torn flesh lay in an arc around the body. What remained of its intestines had slid out onto the floor. The pool of blood that framed it was half dry, but so thick that it had taken on a texture not like that of an egg yolk prepared sunny side up. On the floor, next to the broken mass of the man's head, lay his glasses, cracks spidering across the lenses. The bloodstains near them had already dried like scabs on the floor.
Wait.
That was when he noticed.
It's gone. His bracelet. It's gone. It was right next to the glasses.
But now, it was gone. The number 9 bracelet was gone.
But why?
Had someone taken it? He was turning it over and over in his mind when he heard Seven's voice.
Huh? Where'd Junpei go?
It had drifted out to him from the living room. Junpei walked slowly out of the hallway.
Oh, there you are. Were you looking for something in the hallway?
Seven looked up as Junpei entered the room.
Yeah.
Did you find something?
He thought for a moment before he responded.
No, nothing.
Technically, it wasn't a lie. He hadn't found anything. In a way, in fact, that was the problem. Something he'd expected to find hadn't been there. The 9th man's bracelet.
What's up?
Well, I wanted you to take a look at something.
What is it?
Seven led Junpei back to the bathroom.
Clover.
As Clover's corpse came into view, he had felt his heart flip and then fall to the bottom of his stomach. Something between a sigh and a groan escaped his lips.
What was it you wanted to show me?
His voice was hollow and empty.
I searched Clover's body again. A real shame. She was stabbed once in the back, probably by a knife or something. And I found this.
As he spoke, he moved around Clover's head, then knelt down and flipped open her right hand.
What?
She was holding a piece of paper.
I haven't actually looked at it yet. Didn't want to disturb the crime scene, you know? Basic stuff. Well, I did borrow one thing.
What?
He wasn't sure what that meant, but it likely didn't matter. The paper was more important.
I'm opening it.
He picked it up and carefully opened it. There were 2 sentences written on it.
Truth had gone, and truth had gone. Ah, now truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
What is this? Some kind of secret code?
Gee. Seven peered over Junpei's shoulder at the night. Junpei stepped away from Clover's body and into the living room. He began to pace, attempting to decode the note. The first clue was likely the phrase sinister hand. Sinister hand means we've Sinister hand is the left hand, right?
Sinister was a term used in heraldry that meant to the left of the bearer of a coat of arms. The left hand. The left hand. What is the left hand?
Junpei looked at his own left arm. The bracelet on his wrist.
Does the darkness of the sinister hand have something to do with the bracelet?
He examined the bracelet closely.
There's two things sticking out on either side of the face. The left and right sides of the face. Left and right. Left and right. Right and left. Truth is gone. Truth gone.
Truth gone. Maybe those two words. Gone a truth, gone a truth.
What else could gone and truth mean? Truth, of course, means something that is correct, something that's fact. In other words, something that is right. You could then safely assume that gone means left. After all, after someone left, they were gone. But in this case, they clearly refer to their directional homonyms. Then truth equals right, and gone equals left. The left and right of the bracelet. These two things sticking out. So if I...
Press them in the following order. Oh, fuck me. Hey, hold on. Truth is gone, truth is gone, truth is gone. And then? Oh my god. One after another, 8 numbers flashed on, then off, of the face of Junpei's bracelet.
Wait, did it just...
He checked one more time to be sure.
One, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
Dude, this is great. This rules.
Hey, what are those numbers?
1, 4, 1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1. 1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1. 1, 4, 3. 1, 4, 3, 8, 3.
Before long, he found himself in front of the safe again. Its lock was the only device he could think of that required a secret sequence of numbers such as the one he'd just discovered. Besides, someone had opened the safe at least once already. Had Cliver come to the bedroom to open it? Junpei slowly dialed in the numbers the bracelet had given him.
1 to the right, 4 to the left, and... Oh,
Finished.
bingo. I knew it was for this.
A small telltale sound of a lock opening. He grabbed the handle, took a deep breath, and pulled it up.
Oh, is this some sort of note?
Inside was a piece of paper. It was roughly the same size as the one Clover had been holding.
Let's see.
Junpei picked it up. This is what it said. Fact 1. The nunnery game was played once before, 9 years ago. Fact 2. The person with the number 2 bracelet attended the game 9 years ago. Fact 3. It was planned by the following 4 people. Cradle Pharmaceuticals CEO, Gentaro Hongo, Cradle Pharmaceuticals Chief of Staff, Nagisa Nijisaki, Cradle Pharmaceuticals R&D Supervisor, Teruaki Kubota, majority shareholder in Cradle Pharmaceuticals, Kagechika Musashido. I must punish them for the innocent lives they sacrificed. This is the only warning they will receive. That innocent souls might be saved. I now state the truth. 0. Junpei left the closet. There were 5 people waiting for him in the bedroom. Ace, Lotus, Santa, 7, and June. He looked at each one of them in turn, then slowly placed his hands in the pockets of his vest.
Sorry, but do you think you could all come with me?
Come with you.
I want all of you to go to the big hospital room.
Why?
There's something I want to be sure of.
What do you want to be sure of?
I want to know if the person I suspect is really the culprit.
Wait. Then you're saying...
Yeah. I think I've got it figured out. I know who killed Snake and Clover.
The atmosphere in the room changed. Grief was suddenly gone, replaced by attention like a strap of leather stretched to its limit. 5 sets of eyes stared at Junpei. He pretended not to notice.
Anyway, if you could all please move to the big hospital room. I'll explain everything as soon as we get there.
Then, almost as if on cue, the bell began to ring. They all heard it. It was the bell from the clock in the main staircase. The bell rang 5 times, then ceased.
It's 5 o'clock.
We've only got an hour left.
We don't have a lot of time left. Let's go.
Slowly, one by one, they followed Junpei out of the bedroom.
Actually, before we get started, I was hoping you could do something for me.
Junpei stopped in front of door 3 and turned around.
Ace, 7, and Lotus, could you please place your palms on the red?
Huh?
Why? If we need to get to the shower room, why don't we just...
No, we're not going inside. Once you've authenticated, step away from the door.
Why?
Please, just do it. Or perhaps you don't want to know who killed Snake and Clover.
Junpei's implication was clear, and 7 understood perfectly.
Fine.
What about you, Ace, Lotus?
Very well.
Sure.
Quickly, they pressed their palms onto the red. Once they had finished, they stepped away from the door as Junpei had instructed. 3 asterisks shone from the red's display panel.
I have this idea. I don't think this device responds to a hand placed on it. It instead reacts to a bracelet being brought close. You don't actually need a hand.
Junpei approached it and held his bracelet over the scanner. He made quite sure he didn't place his palm on it, and instead only brought his bracelet near it. The 4th asterisk appeared.
I knew it.
Just as Junpei had expected. It was possible to authenticate without placing one's palm on the red, so long as the bracelet was brought near it. Junpei pulled the lever down. Door 3 opened like a hungry mouth. And the door shut, unfed. Junpei walked slowly back to the others who were waiting some distance from the door, talking to one another. Santa and June had joined them as well.
Huh?
It looked as though they hadn't found a chance to break into the conversation yet. As Junpei approached, they turned to look at him, curiosity plain on their faces. Before long, the other 3 did as well.
What was that about?
How should I know?
And Ace said nothing because he's not suspicious. Clearly, they were all expecting some answers.
Thanks. I appreciate your cooperation.
Clearly, they'd hoped for something more forthcoming. He continued.
By the way, Ace, would you mind if I asked you something?
What is it?
Do you know who I am?
What? What kind of question?
Just answer it, please. Who am I?
You're Junpei, of course. Who else would you be?
Unfortunately, that's the wrong answer. Actually, I'm Santa.
What?
Ace's voice was full of surprise, but it was also tinged with confusion and fear. Everyone else looked nearly as surprised. Santa looked especially shocked to discover he was actually someone else. If he spoke, however, the trap would be exposed. Junpei quickly continued.
The clothes I'm wearing, I borrowed from Junpei. And the clothes he's wearing are mine. We had a little swap.
That's ridiculous. Impossible.
So, you're saying I'm not Santa?
Of course you aren't.
Why? What makes you so sure I'm not Santa?
If you were Santa, then door 3 wouldn't have opened for us just now. 1 plus 7 plus 8 plus 3 equals 19. 1 plus 9 would be 10. The digital route would be 1. But the 4 of us just opened door. You can't possibly be Santa. Your bracelet number isn't 3.
It's 5, right?
Only then, when it was too late, did Ace realize his mistake. He set his jaw and glared at Junpei.
You're exactly right. My bracelet number is 5.
As he spoke, Junpei lifted his wrist up to show everyone the bright red 5 on his wrist.
Sorry, Ace. I tricked you. Of course, I'm not really Santa. I'm Junpei. Who could possibly think I was? It's obvious I'm not. To think I was? Ridiculous.
He's being ableist.
But I guess you couldn't see just how obvious it was. I asked you before, didn't I? What makes you so sure I'm not Santa? And you answered. If you were Santa, then door 3 wouldn't have opened for us just now. Most people wouldn't say something like that. The first thing that would come to anyone else's mind wouldn't be the bracelet number. There'd only be one thing they'd say. One sentence. Ace, you have prosopagnosia. Am I right?
Junpei's voice was quiet and calm. He knew the truth, so did Ace.
Prosopagnosia?
The others looked confused.
What's that?
No clue.
Prosopagnosia is...
He heard Lotus begin to explain it to them. Ace glanced at them, then turned back towards Junpei and sighed.
Very well. I confess. I have prosopagnosia. I cannot differentiate human faces. Is that what this was about? You want to mock me for my disorder?
No, not at all. I'm not making fun of you at all. In fact, I feel kind of bad for you. No, the reason I brought this up...
No, I'm not making fun of you. I feel... I'm inspired by the fact that you go out and you eat your lunch and you buy things at the shop despite your disability holding you back. Truly. If you can do it, so can I.
is that there's an excellent chance the person who killed Snake has prosopagnosia.
Ace's face tightened, his eyes narrowed.
What do you mean?
Junpei leaned casually against the iron piping of one of the beds.
I'll just come right out with it. I think it was you, Ace. You killed him.
Junpei was suddenly very aware of 5 pairs of eyes on him. He had their undivided attention now. The room had grown very, very quiet. Junpei took a deep breath.
That's ridiculous. What possible evidence do you...
I have 3 pieces of evidence. The first. Think back to a few hours ago. You made us argue over the 3 doors here in the big hospital room. There was no way all 7 people could go through them. Lotus suggested that we sacrifice one of us.
Lotus looked away awkwardly. Junpei glanced at her and continued.
Then you, Ace, said, I'll stay here. Why would you say something like that? It's pretty simple, really. You didn't want us to see the dead body in the shower room. You see? If Ace stayed behind, there were only 2 doors the rest of us could go through. Doors 7 and 8. There was no way we could get through door 3, the shower room. You knew that, didn't you, Ace? That's why you volunteered to stay behind.
Come on now. I think that's going a bit far. I can understand if you're jealous of my bravery, but please don't devalue my actions. I only wanted to save the rest of you. Surely you can understand my altruism.
Dude, Ace, bragging about how brave you are is not what you want to do. And I'd be like, yeah, I just didn't want to do a puzzle room, man.
Altruism, huh?
Junpei stared off into the darkness at something very interesting and lazily began to dig a persistent bit of wax out of his ear.
You already knew, didn't you? You knew that whichever doors we took, eventually we'd end up back in the big hospital room.
What on earth are you saying? Of course I didn't know that. How could I have?
Really?
Yes.
Pleading was not something they'd heard from Ace before. Junpei pulled the piece of wax from his ear, glanced at it, and flicked it off into the darkness.
Oh well, that's cool. I've still got 2 more pieces of evidence that say you're the killer. The second is that, as I said earlier, you have prosopagnosia.
Then you mean to imply that a person who can't distinguish human faces must be a bad person?
This game is incredible.
Junpei, they call that prejudice.
I need to screenshot this one as well, hold on.
No, I am not that stupid.
Then why?
Well, before I explain, I suppose there's something I should tell you. The corpse in the shower room. It's not Snake's.
What?
Ace's face went pale. The others looked confused as well. If the body wasn't Snake's...
I didn't put it together right away, but there was something Clover told me. She said that Snake's left arm was prosthetic. He'd lost his real arm in an accident. But the body we saw in the shower room, let's call him Guy X. Guy X's left arm was definitely flesh and blood. In other words, Guy X couldn't possibly have been Snake.
Oh my gosh, I remember you sending that. You did change that to be... You did edit it so I couldn't see that it was Ace talking.
Oh god. No. That's impossible.
Ace had started muttering deliriously to himself, shaking his head back and forth. Junpei was long past caring.
Let's say, hypothetically, that the killer didn't have prosopagnosia.
Let's say, hypothetically.
If that were the case, he would immediately realize that Guy X wasn't Snake. Even if the clothes were the same as Snake's, their faces would be completely different. It would have been obvious they were different people. And yet, they still killed him. Why? Why would they kill a stranger who'd only just shown up? On the other hand, if the killer did have prosopagnosia, it makes sense. They thought Guy X was Snake and killed him.
Wait. Wait just a moment. Let's say you're right, and I mistook Guy X for Snake. Even if I did, I would have had no motive to kill him. Why would I want to kill Snake?
I can think of at least two motives. One, Snake knew about your past. If he ever revealed what he knew, that would have been really bad for you. You really didn't want that to happen.
Yeah, I remember you sending, let's say, hypothetically.
So to make sure Snake's mouth stayed shut, you killed him. Two, Snake had a grudge against you. You knew that. Or at least you could have easily assumed he did. Even without exposing your identity, he was a threat to you. You never knew when you might be attacked. You couldn't ever let your guard down. Every moment was a moment he might try something. You didn't want that kind of danger hanging over you. So you...
Hey, hold on a minute.
For the first time since the beginning of Junpei's explanation, someone besides Ace spoke.
What's the past that Ace wouldn't want us to know? Why did Snake have a grudge against him?
Look at this.
He handed Santa a small piece of paper.
What's this piece of paper?
Santa squinted at the paper and began to read.
The nonary game was played once before 9 years ago. The person with the number 2 bracelet attended the game 9 years ago. It was planned by the following 4 people. Cradle Pharmaceuticals CEO Gentaro Hongo. What is this?
Slowly, Santa looked up from the paper. His eyes met Junpei's.
It's the message from Zero. It was in the safe in the first-class cabin.
Then suddenly...
Give me a break!
Ace's face was red and shaking, and his voice was full of fury, tinged with desperation.
That paper is a lie! Someone is trying to frame me!
Me. You said me, right?
Junpei's eyes narrowed, and the trap began to close. Ace inhaled sharply. His eyes flicked off of Junpei to anything else.
Wouldn't that mean you're admitting you're Hongo, the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals? Or am I mistaken?
It was as though a switch had been flipped. The colour drained from Ace's face, and as he realised what he'd done, his eyes went wide.
Very well. I admit that much. I am certainly the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceutical. Gentaro Hongo.
Damn, can't like Ace for shit. I mean, you can like a villain if you want.
So what if I am? I don't know anything about this nonary game that supposedly took place 9 years ago. Everything on that scrap of paper is bullshit. Someone is trying to set me up, you see? First of all...
Ace stammered as he tried desperately to work himself to a more tenable position.
Junpei, you're claiming I did this all by myself. Think that over, all right? How could I have killed Snake all by myself?
Not Snake. It was Guy X.
I don't care who it was. You said the killer put this other man into door 3, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Then I couldn't have possibly done that alone. I couldn't have opened door 3 with only myself and Guy X.
Nope, you could have.
Huh?
Huh?
What?
Ace's face was tight and his teeth were clenched. Junpei fixed him with a level stare. The trap was about to close.
Actually, Ace, when you were unconscious, I took something from you. Remember when you were injected with that anesthetic and fell asleep in the big hospital room? Yeah, back then, I took this.
Junpei put his hand into his pocket.
No! You couldn't have!
Ace's right hand moved. Junpei smiled.
I got you, Ace. Your right hand there tells me all I needed to know. You want to tell me what you were so worried about? What's in your pocket? It's the number 9 bracelet, isn't it? Ace, Guy X, and the 9th man's bracelet. That was all you needed to open door 3. That's how you killed Guy X all by yourself, Ace. All you needed was the number 9 bracelet in your chest pocket.
Ace lowered his hand from where it had stopped, halfway to his pocket. He looked down at the floor, his face hidden from Junpei. All he could see was the corner of Ace's mouth, twitching like a dying fish.
If you want to play innocent, that's fine by me. Go ahead, tell me. I don't have the bracelet, if that's what you want to do. But if you could take off your coat and hand it to me, I'd really appreciate it. Otherwise, we'll have to take it from you by force. Right, Seven?
Yeah, it'd be my pleasure.
Seven cracked his knuckles with a sound like gunfire. Ace roared with laughter. He threw his arms wide and head back and laughed, filling the room with a sound that scarcely belonged there. Then it stopped. His arms came down and his head dropped to look straight ahead at Junpei. His face was flat and cold, devoid of any emotion.
Well done, Junpei. As you so correctly deduced, I have the number 9 bracelet. I retrieved it while we were searching for the missing hardware for the Red. I left the room I was supposed to search and headed to the first-class cabin on B-deck.
His voice showed no emotion, no sense of remorse or interest. It was almost bored, as though he were reciting an especially dull corporate letter.
My purpose was to obtain the number 9 bracelet. 9 is a potent ally in the nonary. Adding 9 to any set of numbers won't alter the digital root.
1 plus 9 equals 10 equals 1.
As you can see, 9 is a very useful number here. With it, one can go anywhere, with anyone. It is, I suppose you could say, a game changer. So I made for the first-class cabin to obtain it. In mere moments, I successfully acquired the number 9 bracelet. There was also an unexpected bonus. The knife the 9th man had used. I quickly pocketed both of them and left. I made my way back to where I was expected to be. That's when I ran into Snake. Well, this guy X, actually. I spotted him ahead of me. He was heading for the large hospital room and hadn't noticed me. The man wearing Snake's clothes arrived at door 3. When he stopped, I walked up behind him and called out. Snake. He turned around. He said nothing. His mouth simply hung half open. He seemed dazed somehow, almost like a man half asleep. Perhaps he had been drugged. It wasn't important. I tend to gloss over little things like that. I was certain that man was Snake. I knew Snake had taken part in the nonary game 9 years ago.
Yeah, he was doing his best to not sound evil before this.
Being blind, it made sense that he didn't recognize me immediately upon our first meeting. But why then hadn't Snake said anything to me later? Surely he hadn't forgotten what had happened to him in the nonary game. But not once did he attempt to confront me. Did his lack of sight prevent him from fully recognizing who I was? Or perhaps Snake had conspired with Zero to deceive me. Regardless, he was a threat, and it was better to deal with him sooner rather than later. I had to get rid of him before he took action. With quick thinking, my plan went into motion immediately. I held the number 9 bracelet over the Red. I waved my own bracelet in front of the red, and then grabbed Snake's arm and shoved his hand against the scanner panel, the door. I threw the man through it. 9 seconds later, the door shut. 81 seconds passed.
The man inside the door passed away.
After that, I returned to my post as though nothing had happened. After conducting my own search, I returned to the large hospital room when the 1 a.m. bell rang.
Ace's eyes were cold and his cheeks were hollow and pallid. When he spoke, only his lips and tongue moved. The rest of his face was eerily still. Junpei glared at Ace. He took a deep breath and thought about the next question he had to ask. He didn't want to, he knew what the answer would be. He just didn't want to hear it. Junpei swallowed, then spoke.
Ace, did you kill Clover?
Yes.
Why? Why did you kill her?
She was Snake's sister. It was possible he had told her something dangerous. Additionally, she had gone through door 1. It seemed likely she might have found it.
Found what?
Why don't you go through door 1 yourself? Perhaps it's hidden somewhere.
Seven and Lotus interrupted.
Yeah, but Lotus and I went through door 1 too.
We didn't see anything suspicious.
Yes. I thought as much after I heard your report at the central stairs. I doubt the two of you could find it.
Hmm?
Huh?
But perhaps Clover was different. Perhaps she had found it. I was, therefore, desperate to find her. And at last I did, in the first-class cabin. I spoke very calmly. Did you see it?
See what?
Don't act as if you don't understand. You were in the captain's quarters, weren't you?
Uh-huh. What are you talking about?
Very well. By the way, what are you doing here, Clover?
What? Nothing.
There's blood on your shoes. It looks fresh. Did you go take a look at the 9th man's corpse? I see. Your silence suggests that you noticed. You saw something, didn't you? You saw that his bracelet was gone.
No!
Clover ran. She made for the exit, but Ace stood in her way.
You aren't going anywhere.
He caught her by the collar as she passed and threw her onto the floor hard.
You're staying here.
No!
She leapt back up and darted past him into the hallway. Ace followed at a run.
Don't you run, little girl.
He was faster.
That was how I killed Clover.
His face hadn't changed. If he felt guilt or remorse or anything one might feel after taking the life of another human being, it didn't show.
You son of a bitch!
Seven's whole body trembled with rage and his voice rumbled with hate. Santa's eyes were bloodthirsty and Lotus and June's faces were distorted by anger and hatred. Ace looked at them and smiled. It was a cold, cruel thing with no humour in it. He shook his head and sighed.
I admit it. I've lost. I have lost. Completely and utterly.
Yeah, that's his side business when he's not doing his pharmaceutical evils.
Don't misunderstand, Junpei. I didn't lose to you.
Full-time pharmaceutical CEO, part-time serial killer of women.
I lost to Zero. Not you. I'm rather disgusted with myself for falling into such a simple trap. I looked the fool. And it was a trap. Make no mistake. I was trapped and manipulated by Zero. The man I killed in the shower room? If he wasn't Snake, then I have no idea who he was. But he was wearing Snake's clothes. And that was no coincidence. He had also been injected with something that reduced his cognition and prevented him from identifying himself or resisting me. And we can't forget the components that were removed from the red before we arrived. I have no doubt that Zero planned all of this. Zero made sure I would kill that man. It follows, of course, that Zero knew everything I would do. That I would try to take the number 9 bracelet. That I would try to kill Snake. Everything.
Suddenly Junpei remembered the paper he'd found in the safe. He remembered the last words Zero had written on it. I must punish them for the innocent lives they sacrificed. This is the only warning they will receive. That innocent souls might be saved. I now state the truth. Zero. And he remembered other words he'd heard from Clover.
I think Zero is one of us.
One by one, Junpei looked at the 5 people standing in front of him. Ace, Santa, June, 7, Lotus.
Zero is one of us? No. Wait, there's one more person. Snake. The man who died in the shower room isn't Snake. That means he's almost certainly still alive. Maybe Snake is Zero. Maybe he made Guy X wear his clothes so that we'd all think he was dead. Where's Snake now? He's off somewhere, laughing at us. If he is Zero, he must have been lying to us about everything else. Is he watching us?
Well, I believe I've finished with my confession. Why don't we get moving?
He sounded as if he'd just finished doing nothing more exciting than describing the weather. For Santa, it was the last straw.
What the hell is this shit? You aren't going anywhere, you son of a bitch! We're gonna leave your ass here to rot!
Why? Because I killed Clover? That's ridiculous. Why are you so upset that I killed the little bitch?
Ace, you can't say that word, sir.
She was nothing to you. A stranger you only met a few hours ago. Am I wrong? You bastard!
7 roared and lifted a fist that likely would have shattered Ace's jaw, but someone else was faster. It was Lotus. She stepped towards Ace, raised the fist of her own, and drove it straight into his nose.
Blindsiding me with a punch, huh? You've got some fire, don't you? I confess, I rather like a tough one.
Shut the fuck up. He sniffed and wiped a small trickle of blood from his nose with a raised eyebrow.
Well, maybe you'd like another one then.
Before that, let me give you one of my own.
Huh?
Lotus scarcely had time to blink. Ace snaked his arms around her and pulled Lotus's back up against him. In the same motion, he reached into his coat pocket. It was a gun. The revolver. Almost lazily, he tilted it to point at Lotus's head.
If any of you so much as blink, I won't hesitate to pull this trigger. I've already killed 3 people. Don't think I'm not ready to make it 4.
3 people? What do you mean?
Very well. Let me take this opportunity to illuminate you. The person who killed the 9th man was me. Although I suppose to be more accurate, I encouraged him to get himself killed. While we were examining the main staircase, he came to me and told me his name. I recognized it at once, so I gave him a little push. Just a little white lie. It seems the settings for the dead were altered. Now it only requires a single person to deactivate the detonator in the bracelet. Investigate what's beyond door 5. We'll meet again later. And with that...
Okay. Have a good one, guys. I'm going off ahead now. Well then.
Why is it stopping? God damn it! You lied! Open the door, please! I'm begging you! Help me! Please get me out of here! Get me out of here! Oh my god, oh my god! There's no time left! Listen, I was lied to! He lied to me! He put me in here! It was him! He killed me! It was him!
And that person kind of dumb as hell for not saying it was number 1 guy. You had all that time to monologue, like... Yeah, June blinked away, so I guess Ace is gonna have to kill Lotus now.
I had 4 reasons for killing him. As I said before, in the nonary game, the number 9 bracelet is of utmost importance. If I had allowed him to keep such a useful tool, he, or it, would have become a threat to me. As such, I decided that he should be eliminated early on. I wanted the number 9 bracelet. If I could manage to obtain it, I would be able to manipulate the game as I saw fit. I would be unable to acquire the bracelet unless its owner was dead. That's the second reason. Even setting aside his number, he would have been nothing but trouble for me. He was aware of my past. He knew what happened here 9 years ago. It was important that I eliminate him before he was able to disseminate this information. Lastly, I wished to conduct a simple test. A test to see if this nonary game was serious, or a poor attempt at a joke. I needed to be quite sure. As such, I encouraged him to act against the rules so that I might observe the outcome.
Junpei glared at him.
I don't get your third motive. What the hell happened 9 years ago?
Didn't I say? The nonary game was played. I planned it out, and I conducted its execution.
Why? What on earth was it supposed to do?
I don't really think I have any obligation to tell you that.
That means he was just doing it for fun. Ace smirked. He was trying to provoke them, and it was working. Zero was so funny for predicting Ace would kill all of these on the spot. It's so real. Although Ace had paid very little attention to Lotus after catching her, the gun had never wavered from her temple. She looked quite pale, and when she spoke, her voice shook.
Hey! What's with this gun? Where did he get this?
Why don't you tell her, Santa?
Santa ground his teeth and glared at Ace.
On the other side of door 6, we found the gun in the coffin in the cargo room, right? Bastard must have grabbed it when we weren't looking.
Indeed I did. That was a pretty serious mistake, you know. Just saying you intended to leave it behind.
Ace laughed, a short derisive snort, and gave Junpei a sickeningly pitying look.
Well, there isn't much time left. I'll be off then.
Well, where are you going?
Do I really need to explain? I had assumed it would be obvious. I have the number 9 bracelet. And
Wasn't there a door with a 9 on it in the room that looked like a church? That's where you're going, isn't it?
and how do you know that?
Santa told me about it while we were looking for Clover.
I see. Well, you are correct. That is my destination. But now I must say goodbye to all of you. Ah, and please, don't forget my warning. Move and I'll pull the trigger. I don't need her alive to open the door, you know.
Okay, fucking laser. As he spoke, Ace began backing towards the door, practically dragging Lotus behind him.
Shit! He's getting away!
We can't
Oh, I forgot
risk it.
Santa. Yeah, Santa will be fine. Junpei, Santa, June, and Seven stood frozen. Ace had the face of a man gone mad. They had no doubt he would pull the trigger. Ace had reached the exit.
Now, Lotus, open the door for me if you would.
He forced Lotus to open it, then turned and addressed them once more.
Goodbye.
When he stepped through the door, it fell shut. In the blink of an eye, they were gone.
Damn it!
As soon as Ace and Lotus were gone, Junpei and the others leapt for the door in pursuit of Ace. But just as Junpei laid his hand on the doorknob, there was a noise behind him. He looked over his shoulder. June was kneeling on the floor, breathing heavily.
Hey, June, what happened? Are you alright?
Santa ran to June and wrapped his arm around her before she could collapse all the way.
Jesus, you're burning up. Your fever's back. Are you okay?
June's fever had returned, again for no apparent reason. Her eyes were watery and her eyelids drooped. Her breath came in dry, shallow gasps.
I'm okay. Really, I'm fine. You should be worrying about Lotus.
She was breathing hard now, and she could barely summon the strength to talk.
But...
Junpei was torn. He couldn't leave June alone in the state she was in. But every moment they waited, Ace was further away, Lotus's life in his hands. What was Junpei supposed to do? June's eyes drifted to Junpei as she managed to muster a weak smile.
Jumpy, don't worry about me. I just need a little rest. I'll be fine. Don't you remember? I just needed to rest a little bit last time. So please, please save Lotus.
Think about what Ace has already done, Junpei. When he's got what he needs from Lotus, you really think he's just gonna let her walk away?
Damn it. You guys go on ahead. Soon as June starts feeling better, we'll follow you. Go!
Junpei looked at June. She nodded once. She couldn't manage much more. But it was all the confirmation Junpei needed. His resolve was set.
All right. Come on, Seven. We're going after Ace.
I have thoughts on the June fever. Unfortunately, I can't talk about them without spoiling the one thing that I kind of know. So.
Hell yeah!
Santa, you take good care of June. I'm trusting you.
Got it.
Santa nodded. Junpei turned before he had a chance to change his mind and started running towards the door. He could hear Seven's heavy footsteps behind him.
Let's go!
Junpei and Seven exploded into the hallway, their feet pounding the metal floor as they ran. Junpei and Seven had finally arrived at the church, exhausted and out of breath. As their lungs struggled to catch their breath, their eyes frantically scanned the room.
Where are they? You think they already went through?
He reached up to wipe a palm full of sweat from his brow.
Maybe.
Even as he spoke, Junpei was already on his way to the larger of the number 9 doors.
Let's check the red.
The display panel read vacant. He spun around and headed towards the smaller door. This read would tell him if Ace and Lotus had moved to another room.
Engaged. It's occupied.
That means Ace and Lotus went through here.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Junpei and Seven stepped away from the door. They retreated to the center of the room and began to talk.
What do we do now?
Yeah, what should we do? Well, the big door is still vacant, but...
The two of us can't do anything with it.
Yeah, not even counting how our digital route isn't 9.
Just then, as they were pondering what to do next, there was a noise. A noise like someone hitting a thick wooden panel.
What's that sound?
Junpei looked up surprised. Seven followed suit, his eyes jumping around the room, looking for the source of the sound.
It's coming from over there.
It wasn't long before they found the altar. Or more precisely, what was on it.
The coffin.
Yeah.
Let's open it.
How?
By force!
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well, you never know till you try, right? The only necessity for success is the willingness to suffer 1,000 failures.
Who said that?
I forget. Anyway, we've got to try.
Junpei and Seven leapt at the coffin. They grabbed hold of what purchase they could find and pulled.
Damn it!
See? Didn't I tell you? If you could just pull it open, why would it have something like that?
Seven pointed at a keypad on the side of the coffin.
Right. So unless I put in the right passcode, it's not gonna open.
The noise hadn't stopped. In fact, as it continued, it had only gotten louder and more forceful. What were they supposed to do, Junpei wondered.
Is there some sort of clue somewhere?
Yes. The amount of times the knock is coming from. They stood there for a few moments, staring at the coffin, and then Seven spoke.
Hey, Junpei. I remember you mumbling about some weird numbers over by the bathroom in the first-class cabin. You got those numbers by solving the secret message Clover was holding, right?
Oh, yeah.
Truth had gone. Or...
Yeah, that's right.
Well, maybe that number...
Come on, that's impossible. Those numbers were the code to unlock that safe.
No one's ever used the same password for more than one thing. No one's ever done that before.
Yeah, but the person who set up that safe in this coffin...
Yeah, probably.
Well, then they might have set the same...
That's ridiculous.
Why don't you just try it? I mean, it's not like you'll make things any worse.
It'd just be a waste of time. There's no way they're the same number.
How do you know that? You never know until you try. The only necessity for success is the willingness to suffer 1,000 failures.
Who said that?
You.
Fine.
He knelt down in front of the keypad and looked at it. Perhaps because he'd repeated them so many times before, the numbers came easily to Junpei's mind.
1438 3421.
Quickly, he typed them in. He checked that he's entered the right numbers, took a deep breath and pressed the E button. It only took a moment.
What? You gotta be kidding me.
There was a click. And with a heavy clunk, the lid of the coffin slid off onto the floor. Someone sat up from inside.
Snake! You? Why?
Ah, those voices. Junpei and Seven, unless I'm mistaken. Where are the others? Are they elsewhere?
Of course, there was no reason Snake would have known anything about where anyone else would be. Junpei and Seven looked at one another. There was a great deal he needed to know, but... They had to tell him something, however, so they began to talk. Snake explained to them how he came to be locked in the coffin. Apparently he'd been hit with some sort of knockout gas, and Junpei and Seven explained what had happened to the rest of them.
I see. I believe I got the gist of everything. Have I been sufficiently caught up?
No, there was one thing they kept from him. There was one thing, however, that neither Seven nor Junpei could bring themselves to say. That Ace had killed Clover. They feared that if Snake too knew, he might well go insane.
Yeah.
They decided as much by a look the moment Snake had climbed out of the coffin.
But that still doesn't explain why you were trapped in here.
We've still got no clue about Zero's true identity, let alone why the hell he's doing all this. Why did the guy
Yeah,
X
Snake
in Snake's
literally
clothes?
comes out in these fucking cult robes from the coffin that he's been stuck in for several hours, and he's like, "Hey man," he goes, "What's up?"
Is all this stuff somehow related to that notary game that was played 9 years ago?
Hey, Snake, do you know anything?
Junpei put the question to Snake. His answer was less than illuminating.
What are you talking about? I apologize, but I have no idea what you're saying.
It seemed as though Snake was perhaps not being entirely honest, but that knowledge did Junpei and Seven little good.
Oh, come on, just tell us if you know.
I don't know what to tell you. How can I know something I don't?
No matter how many times they asked, he insisted that he knew nothing. It was becoming clear that Snake wouldn't give in, and every second they spent asking him was a second wasted.
This is bad. We're running out of time.
We need to go after Ace.
However, they stood in silence, the overpowering atmosphere of the chapel almost stifling. Junpei, Seven, and Snake simply stood at a loss for what they should do next.
What do we do now?
He glanced over at Snake's wrist. Sure enough, he could see the 2 on the bracelet on Snake's wrist.
The 3 of us can't make a digital route of 9.
Yeah, we just get 5.
We're stuck here then.
Oh. Hey, I just remembered something.
Seven began patting his pockets as if he was checking to see if any of them held anything.
What?
What is it?
I found something earlier.
What did you find?
This.
He'd finally found the pocket he wanted, and his hand dove into it. Seven pulled out something round and metal. A bracelet. There was no mistaking the number glowing at them from the face like a cartoon eye.
0. Zero's bracelet.
What did you say? Are you saying that 7 has the number 0 bracelet?
Yeah.
Snake is a 23-year-old queen. So true.
Where did you get that?
Snake's question was innocent enough, but if he learned the truth, if he'd been able to see, he would have noticed Seven look away.
Clover gave it to me.
She did?
Yeah.
How did she come by it?
Well, she found it. See, On the other side of door 1, A-deck, the captain's quarters. She asked me to hold on to it because it was too big and bulky for her to be lugging around.
He's lying.
Junpei could tell right away that Seven wasn't telling the truth.
He even
How
told
could
us
he?
earlier.
I haven't actually looked at it yet. Didn't want to disturb the crime scene. Well, I did borrow one thing.
He probably said that so Snake doesn't find out about Clover.
All right, Junpei. Been nice knowing you.
Wait, what?
Come on, man. I'm just kidding. Still, just in case, I want to make sure the Zero bracelet gets picked up by the Red. Snake, give me a hand, all right?
Clover 0 confirmed. Oh, don't tell me Snake has amnesia from that car crash. Before long, they found themselves in front of the larger of the two doors. Once they'd done that, Seven put the number 0 bracelet on the scanner panel as well. A third asterisk appeared on the screen. 7 plus 2 plus 0 is 9. Now they just needed to pull the lever and the door would open.
Why isn't it opening?
Well, the third asterisk lit up, so it must have registered the 0 bracelet.
Maybe it isn't actually 0.
Huh?
What?
That bracelet may not actually produce the number 0 when scanned. That is what I'm saying. Why don't we try a few different combinations? Perhaps we can determine what number that bracelet actually...
Oh, got it!
Junpei nodded. They decided to use the following combination. Might as well try all three.
Let's try all 3 of us and the bracelet. If this combination works, then the number for this bracelet is 4.
Nope.
It didn't open.
Then this...
Then... Let's try Snake, me, and the bracelet. If this combination works, then the number for this bracelet is 2.
Okay.
didn't open.
Guess it's not 2.
Then... let's try me, 7. If this combination works, then the number for...
That's interesting. So there's more than one 6 bracelet.
Yes.
7 clearly hadn't thought their experimentation would produce anything useful and looked rather confused. Snake was, as usual, calm and smug. Gonna wipe that smug smirk off his face when he finds out his little sister's dead. Ew. The door stood closed. Junpei's forehead furrowed as he thought.
That means the bracelet is actually 6. But how is that possible? The display on the bracelet clearly shows a 0.
Suddenly, from somewhere far beneath them, they heard the creaking groan of tearing metal. With it came the sound of water pouring into parts of the ship that had until recently been dry.
Oh man, that's not good. I guess our time's just about up, huh?
At any rate, we know now that the door can be opened. Let's go!
But, Snake, are you sure?
Yeah. You know that only Junpei and I can go through this way.
You needn't worry. I have a solution to this problem. My last resort. But if now is not the time for last resorts, then when?
Last?
Resort?
My psychic powers. Junpei, 7 and Snake ran, full tilt down a long straight hallway. They were headed for the stern of the ship and had no time for distractions. As they ran, 7 spoke.
Gotta admit, you really surprised me there, kid. I I couldn't figure out how the hell you were gonna get out of that one. How come you didn't do that right off the bat?
As I told you, it was a last resort. Had I used it at the beginning of the game, I would have come under a great deal of suspicion. I imagine that most people would have taken it to mean that I was Zero. Once they'd convinced themselves of that, I wasn't optimistic about my chances of making it out of here alive, let alone unscathed.
Yeah, Zero realized Junpei was onto them and pulled up onto the ocean to move the scene along. So
I felt it best to play my cards close to the chest, as it were. That way, if I were in a situation where there was nothing else I could do, I'd have a little trick up my sleeve. I'd just take my bracelet off.
Snake's plan had been simple but effective. He simply removed his bracelet. How? To Junpei, it had looked as though Snake had simply crushed the bones of his hands until they were small enough to fit through the wristband. Of course, that would have been practically impossible, so how had he done it?
My brother's left arm is... it's not like a normal person's arm. It's fake. It's not a real arm.
Snake had stripped the bracelet off and tossed it into the coffin.
I know this is kind of a weird thing to say, but I'm glad that's a fake arm.
Don't have to be afraid of the door if you don't got a bracelet.
You are correct.
He walked through the door easily without authenticating. He stepped out the other side unscathed and began running down the hall alongside Seven and Junpei. They kept running for a while longer and eventually came upon a set of stairs leaning downwards on the right side of the hallway. They stopped and peered down the staircase.
I think these stairs connect to the bottom deck.
Doesn't look like it's underwater.
They nodded quickly to one another and jogged down the stairs. It took only a few minutes to make their way to the bottom deck. There was a single hallway in front of them, at the end of which was a single door.
Let's go through that door.
Junpei threw it open. Inside was a massive iron gate. A plate was affixed to the top of it. It read incinerator.
Incinerator?
Oh my. That doesn't sound very pleasant. Do you see a lever near the gate, perhaps?
Yeah, right over here.
How did you know that?
Well, I'd be happy to regale you with the story. I imagine it should only take half a day or so.
Junpei grumbled, gave Snake a dirty look, and jogged over to the lever.
If you pull it, the door...
Got it.
He pulled the lever down. With the rumble of an ancient motor, the door opened. There was no need to hold back and no time to hesitate. They pushed their way inside. Standing in front of them were Ace and Lotus. Ace still held the revolver in his hand. It was still pressed hard against Lotus's temple. A small dark bruise had begun to form near the tip. Even from several yards away, Junpei could see that Lotus was shaking. She was terrified. But perhaps more interesting was what Junpei saw behind them. 9. Another numbered 9 door.
What? Why is there another one?
The door stopped Junpei in his tracks. It simply shouldn't have been there. As his brain finally began to consider why, the whine of a warning klaxon filled the air, drowning out any thought.
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 9 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately.
Oh my, how exciting. You've run quite a show here, Zero.
A terrifying smile twisted Ace's face.
What's the matter? Too frightened to understand? Here, let me explain.
It's said that the incineration system is about to activate. In 9 minutes, this room will be engulfed in flame.
Who are you?
You don't recognize me? I'm hurt. It's me, Snake.
Snake? Oh yes, you are alive. I'm afraid your bizarre style had me confused. I'm quite glad to see that you're alive.
Ace's voice didn't change. Snake ground his teeth.
If you don't mind my asking, how did you get here? Snake Junpei 7. Did you use Clover's bracelet, perhaps?
What?
Ah, well, your reaction suggests that you did not.
Hold on. Why did you think we'd have Clover's bracelet?
Junpei wrote his chest tighten. God.
Oh, they haven't told you?
Told me what?
Clearly not. Normally I would take some time and enjoy the moment. But I'm afraid my time is at a premium just now.
Oh yeah, you did call that yesterday. Well done, Wei. Also, shout out to Ace being like, I would monologue right now, but I can't.
I'll have to make this quick. Clover.
Don't do it, Ace! Keep your goddamn mouth shut!
Clover.
I said stop it! Don't listen to him, Snake.
Junpei could feel his voice going hoarse, but Snake didn't listen to him.
What happened to Clover?
Ace looked at him. The corner of his mouth curved into the hook of a cruel smile.
Clover died.
The colour left Snake's face. He shook his head weakly.
No, that's not true. That's impossible. It's a lie. It has to.
Oh, it's quite true. I can assure you of that. I killed her myself, you see.
What?
I'm sorry, did I stutter? I killed her.
Snake's face twisted into a mask of rage, mottled red rising to dot his pale skin. His entire body shook. He looked to Junpei, disturbingly like a demon.
I would have rather she died with less suffering. A bullet in her brain, perhaps, would have been ideal. Unfortunately, that would have made quite a bit of noise. Circumstances being what they were, I was forced to settle for the knife. The one the ninth man had, you remember. I believe I caught her just below the shoulder blade. I was rather lucky, in fact. My first thrust went right between her ribs. Her flesh was so soft. My knife slid in so easily. There was no resistance. That feeling was... I confess, I feel rather excited. It is a...
This guy serial kills women. This guy... when he's not working at the pharmacy, selling bad drugs, he's out there serial killing women. Jesus.
Someday, perhaps. I hope I can feel it again.
Incineration will begin in 7 minutes.
I'm going to kill you.
Snake's words were a guttural growl, barely audible.
What was that?
I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Ah, so you're going to kill me. Please do. Come now. I'm waiting.
Don't do it! Don't listen to him, Snake! Stop it, kid. He's screwing with your head.
Is there a problem? What are you waiting for, boy? Don't you want me to send you to join your sister?
Don't! The Snake! Don't do it!
Snake could no longer hear them. Snake could no longer hear anything. Snake moved like a bolt of lightning. His scream echoed through the incineration chamber, full of rage and despair.
Snake! Snake!
Another scream filled the room. It was Lotus. She ran across the room towards Junpei, her eyes wide with terror.
Lotus! Hurry! This way!
Snake's ill-fated attack had loosened Ace's grip on her, and she'd made a run for it. She'd reached Seven and Junpei and ducked behind them.
Incineration will begin in 5 minutes.
Give me the woman.
This guy is a serial killer. He raised the gun.
I need her. Without her bracelet, I will be unable to open this door. Quickly now! I don't have time for your shenanigans.
In the center of the room, Snake's body lay eerily still. He looked like a human larva, prone and vulnerable on the floor.
I see. Then it would seem I have no choice. The rest of you must die as well. Fortunately, I have 5 bullets left. 1 for Junpei, another for Lotus, And the last 3 for that lump of idiotic man you call 7. I will take Lotus's body with me and leave this room.
Incineration will begin in...
Why didn't they tell Snake he had a gun? You're right.
4 minutes.
Well, it looks as though our time together is at an end. I rather enjoyed playing with you.
Damn it!
Junpei could see Ace's finger tighten. He could see it begin to squeeze down on the trigger. His body tensed, preparing for the catastrophic impact of hot lead against human flesh.
Goodbye.
Then it happened.
Kill you!
Snake stood up.
What? No, that's impossible.
For the first time, Ace's composure broke. With obvious effort, Snake lunged forwards, one step closer to Ace, then another. He looked for all the world like a zombie.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you!
His voice was the mournful wailing of the undead.
Stay away from me! Get back! Stop! If you come any closer, I'll... Get away from me!
Little by little, Ace was retreating. Snake didn't stop. He continued his stiff, inexorable approach, his eyes twin pools of pure fury.
Listen to me! I said, don't come any closer! Shit! You bastard!
Ace's revolver leapt 5 times. 5 times, the air in the incinerator was split by the crack of a bullet. Snake's body twitched as 5 clouds of blood and torn flesh leapt into the air across his body. A fine pink mist drifted from his body and disappeared. Junpei didn't have time to ponder what that meant before. And then his strength was gone, his legs crumbled, and his broken and battered body slid to the floor.
Incineration will begin 3 minutes.
Finally, you're...
But Snake wasn't done.
I'll kill you.
Even as the pool of blood beneath him grew, he began to move. He half crawled, half slid towards Ace. One bloody arm wrapped itself around Ace's leg.
You won't get away.
And the other gripped his thigh with strength that should have been long gone.
You son of a bitch! You're a monster! Get off me! Let me go, damn you!
This music is really good. He kicked at Snake with his free leg, driving his foot into Snake's arm, his face, his shoulder. It made no difference. Snake refused to release him. Once a snake has ensnared its prey, rarely does it ever release it.
This is it, Ace. We're going to burn to death together.
What?
Incineration will begin in 2 minutes.
Damn it! Damn you! Get off! Let me go, you monster! Okay, look. Think about it this way. My company owns a wonderful hospital. It has excellent doctors. You're not wounded too seriously. I'm sure they can fix you up easily.
Come on, man.
You don't have to die. You could be saved. Just let me go.
Come on, man. That's never gonna work.
Pathetic. Begging for your life.
Then Seven and Lotus began to speak. Junpei could hear their tears in the voices, and the words were strange.
Snake, that's enough! You can stop now!
Yes! He's right, Snake! You've done enough!
He killed Snake's sister! Everyone in this game hates Clover.
Come on, Snake, let's go! Let's get out of here!
You have to come with us! We have to leave together!
Snake turned towards them. He coughed and blood splattered across the floor, and he smiled a sad, soft smile.
I apologize, but I'm afraid I can't do that. You'd best forget about me. You need to leave soon. I'm going to take him with me.
Shut up! Be quiet!
I couldn't save Clover. My sister died because of me. Perhaps this will
begin to atone for that.
Yeah, they didn't want Snake, their friend, to die, but the thing is, Snake is clearly running off of pure adrenaline right now, and possibly psychic powers. Like, I think no matter what, he's dead as soon as this, like, fight ends. Like, even if there's no fire.
Perhaps in the afterlife, she can forgive me. Now go. Go now. You have to go.
Incineration will begin in 1 minute.
God damn it! Shit! We're out of time! We gotta go!
Seven ran towards the exit. Lotus followed him. But Junpei couldn't move. There were white lines down Snake's cheeks where his tears had washed the blood away. He was broken, body and soul, and Junpei felt as though half of his own heart had been torn out. His eyes stung, and he tried desperately to swallow to clear the lump in his throat.
Junpei, what are you doing? You have to get out of here now!
Junpei's chest tightened, caught up by anger, misery, and a cold feeling of emptiness. Pure emotion surged through his heart alongside the torrent of blood. He could feel it building, a tremendous wave growing taller and taller and taller. And then it broke, crashing down with thunderous force onto his shaken, unprepared mind.
Snake! Snake!
Junpei's rational mind was gone. He was driven by instinct now, and he launched himself across the floor at Snake and Ace. Or he tried to.
Wait! Don't be an idiot, Junpei!
He felt a hand grab him from behind. It was Seven. Before he had time to react, the larger man had pinned Junpei's arms to his side and was holding him bodily back towards the door.
No! No! I have to help Snake! 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 Get off of me! Let me go!
Incineration will begin in 10 seconds. 7, 6.
Damn it, I don't get a choice, kid! Don't blame me for this, alright?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Gates 2 and 3 are locked down, beginning incineration.
Junpei felt Seven's fist bury itself deep in his stomach, and then his legs turned to mush. Seven scooped him up in the same motion and leapt through the door. It slammed shut behind them. Junpei struggled to shaky feet. He glanced over to see Lotus only a short distance away. Junpei ran to the door.
He's...
There was a small window cut into it. Inside he could see Ace and Snake.
Shit! Damn you all! Why? Why? Why me? I don't deserve this! Answer me! Answer me, Zero! Why? Why? Zero! Zero! Zero!
He didn't know how much time passed. He didn't know how long he stood there in front of the incinerator. He looked to the side. Lotus's face was ashen, and if not for the hand he'd put against the wall, Junpei didn't think she could have stood. Seven looked old and tired and used. His eyes stared at the floor, seeing nothing. Junpei said nothing. He simply began to walk towards the open door and the hallway they'd come down earlier.
Hey, wait! Junpei!
Junpei, where are you going?
He blinked when their voices broke the silence. He stopped.
You stay here. I'll go get Santa and June.
You're gonna bring them here?
How?
Don't worry about that. Just stay here and wait, all right?
He began to walk again. He looked over his shoulder and watched Seven and Lotus grow smaller and smaller. They stared back, not moving. He wasn't sure if they could. He turned around again. He knew where he was going.
I saw an elevator on the way here. If I can get it to work, then maybe...
Before long, Junpei found himself in front of the elevator. Next to the door was a button with a triangle on it.
Please work.
He pushed it and the door opened. Please let me fill the water. Okay.
Yes.
Junpei was in the large hospital room.
June! Santa!
He kept calling and walked to the center of the room. But try as he might, he couldn't find them.
Damn it. Where did they go?
Increasingly frustrated and increasingly worried, Junpei left the large hospital room. He had no choice. He would have to look for them. Junpei's heart was heavy. He couldn't shake the feeling, but there was a part of him that felt it would be wrong to, even if he could. With every step he took, his legs felt more and more like lead. Sometime later, Junpei found himself at the chapel. He stepped inside, expecting to find nothing, but there, on the red carpet in the center of the room... June. No, codenames didn't matter any longer. She was Connie.
Connie!
Junpei cried her name and ran. Like lightning, he ran across the room towards her.
Connie!
He stumbled to a stop. And as he looked down at her body, lying so still on the floor, he felt the icy grip of fear upon his heart. She was still, so very still.
No. It can't be. It's impossible.
Slowly, Junpei bent down towards her. His hands shook, and he felt very cold and very hot at the same time. He forced himself to look. Her back was moving. Slowly, it rose and fell. Relief washed over him.
Oh, Connie!
Junpei reached down and very gently lifted her up.
Connie, are you alright?
Jumpy?
Her face was pale and her lips were dry and cracked. Her eyes were blank and cloudy. They stared straight at Junpei but saw nothing. Trembling, Junpei wrapped his arm around her back. She was cold, very cold. Junpei tried to convince himself that it was only his imagination, but she felt as though she were fading away. He could feel his heart pounding frantically in his chest.
Oh man. Connie, what the hell happened to you? You feel...
Jumpy, I'm sorry.
Her voice was very faint.
I might not make it.
No way. I am going to let you die. I am going to save you, I promise.
Thank you, Jumpy. Thank you so much for everything. I was really happy to see you again, Jumpy. Really happy.
Don't give me that I was crap. You're gonna see me again lots more times. You just gotta hang on, all right, Connie?
Jumpy, did you know you meant a lot to me? When I've liked you for a long time, Junpei, a really long time.
Junpei's vision had gone blurry. It took him a moment to realize his eyes were filled with tears. June is the friend who can't let Snake have his own moment. You're right. I also initially misread that as Santa, as in Santa was having his own moment, and June ruined it by being ill. He could feel a piercing point of heat deep in his heart, like a white-hot flame. He looked down at Akane. There was a crack of static from above his head, and a voice spoke.
Zero. You son of a bitch! Where are you hiding?
Junpei frantically scanned the ceiling for the source of the voice.
What the hell are you talking about? No, it hasn't. I'm not gonna let it end yet.
I'm gonna get out of here with Connie. Why?
Because we chose the wrong path.
The wrong path?
That is correct. Your path is invariable, however, admit defeat. And there is shadow, there is light. Where there is the absence of light, there is no shadow. So it goes.
What are you talking about? I told you! I am not gonna lose!
No, you misunderstand. You have lost. I have lost.
What?
Junpei didn't have time to ponder what that meant before he heard the door slam shut behind him. He spun around. There was no one there. Is he alright?
Connie, wait here. I'll be right back, I promise.
She managed a single nod. Junpei laid her back down gently and leapt for the door. He yanked it open and shot outside. No one. The hall was empty. There was nothing moving anywhere.
Damn it. Where are you? It doesn't matter. I need to get Connie out.
He didn't want to leave Connie alone any longer than he had to, so Junpei turned around and headed back to the chapel.
Connie!
She wasn't there. She wasn't anywhere. She'd been lying there on the floor just moments before, and now she was gone.
Oh God. No. No. Where is she? Connie. Connie! Connie! Connie!
His cries split the heavens themselves. He screamed until his voice gave out. Then he screamed some more. But there was nothing. No answer. His voice faded away, and all that remained was cold, unfeeling silence. That was when he noticed it.
Huh?
A strange smell, one he'd smelled before.
Wait. White smoke.
9 seconds later, Junpei's mind went out. That was really cool. Yeah, you know how it is with Junpei. Yeah, maybe Junpei wouldn't be in hell if he didn't have a cringe ass love in No, yeah, I've got some theories, but I'm gonna bounce off of you, and by bounce off of you, I mean I'm gonna type them out, and then during the next stream I'll go over them, as long as I don't then realise that they sound stupid as hell. Your morphogenic Phil voice, that's my favourite voice. Wait, you should post your dun dun dun. Wait, you should post any theories you have in general, but then like censor them, like put the spoilers on it. Whew. yeah, PM chat also a good idea. Oh, wait, if you have any theories about this game, post them in PM chat or something. Say that they're about 999 and then spoiler them, and then we can go from there. That's cool. I'm trying to remember what happened here. That's when she kills everyone with an axe. Okay, cool. Thanks for showing up, everyone. I'm gonna end it now because I've been going for a while. Yeah. And also my throat hurts because I did a lot of reading out. So bye!